The woman, hundreds of meters up, precisely targets the can in the hand of a passerby. She does this to save someone. An hour ago, a group of masked robbers stormed the scene of a party for the wealthy. The leader, without a second word, threw out a gas canister, then quickly put on an oxygen mask along with his subordinates. In just a few seconds, all the tycoons in the hall lost consciousness. It seems this was a pre-planned attack. The robbers even brought a pile of bombs. The police didn't dare act recklessly, placing all hope on the woman outside the window. Speaking of this girl, her life is actually very chaotic. Her name is Joey, a freedom-loving girl since childhood, but her family wasn't happy. She has an older brother with autism, and her father was very hot-tempered, often scolding the brother and arguing loudly with the mother. So after Joey grew up, she found a job cleaning high-rise windows. This helped her feel better and escape the world's conflicts. That morning, Joey was woken up by the alarm clock. She didn't know how many times it had gone off already. Seeing it was late, Joey hurriedly got up to wash her face. The phone kept ringing continuously. Just then, the care facility for people with autism called again. The director said her brother Michael could no longer stay there. While they were talking, Joey's phone kept ringing nonstop. The director suspected Michael had hacked into the facility's computer and seen some top-secret information. From there, even more unbelievably, Michael had sent it to the local media, negatively affecting the facility's reputation. Therefore, the director suggested Joey pick up her brother and take him home. Michael was very happy after hearing this, but Derek, Joey's supervisor, called. If she didn't get to the company before 2 o'clock, she didn't need to come in anymore. Just then, her motorcycle broke down again. Joey had to take her brother by bus. Michael said he couldn't be blamed. Those bastards had to pay the price. Joey wanted to say a few sarcastic words to her brother, but he said she had gotten on the wrong bus. The two ran for their lives, finally getting on the right bus. But this frantic race caused Michael's autism to flare up, shouting loudly in the street. Fortunately, Joey was very patient. After comforting him, she took him straight to her workplace. After asking a colleague to settle him in, Joey hurried up to the control room upstairs. Derek wanted her to work an extra hour. This time she would have to work until late evening. Very quickly, Joey, fully equipped, rappelled down to the 50th floor of the building to carry out her cleaning work. Her colleague Noah also came to talk to Joey, mentioning her bringing her brother to the company. If I hadn't brought him, I would have been fired. A while later, Noah's shift ended. Joey had to finish the remaining work by herself. Suddenly, Michael appeared in front of Joey, leading to an argument between them. Michael ran off frantically. At this moment, Derek asked again if she had finished cleaning the 51st floor, because a party would be held there, attended by numerous high-ranking officials. Joey intended to lie that she had finished cleaning, but Derek didn't believe her, forcing her onto the platform immediately. Joey was about to go crazy. Her brother's whereabouts were unknown. She could only quickly complete the task. But because she was frustrated, Joey lost focus and dropped the sponge in her hand. This time Joey caused trouble, but it seemed no one noticed where the sponge came from. Meanwhile, a group of masked people arrived at the building, apparently a performance troupe invited by the assistant manager. Then, they went to the meeting room on the 51st floor, but these people looked somewhat off. After entering, they spread out, looking around. Joey outside saw nothing amiss, so she told Derek to pull her up. Although Derek was a bit of a jerk verbally, he still pulled the lever. But suddenly, several masked men burst into the control room, and without a word, shot Derek dead. His body fell, hitting the platform switch, causing it to descend, finally stopping midway. Joey thought he was messing with her again, unaware that the robbers had taken control of the surveillance system and the platform. At the same time, the masked men in the hall also began to act. Everyone put on oxygen masks. Then the anesthetic gas canister disguised as a drink started releasing gas. Everyone was knocked unconscious. Michael, inside the building, noticed the smoke and felt something was wrong. He quickly hid in a storage room. Then, the robbers started putting oxygen masks on the billionaires. When these billionaires opened their eyes, they were already under the control of the mysterious individuals from before. However, the leader of the robbers noticed one person was missing, so he sent his subordinates to search. At this moment, Joey was right outside the tycoon's window, just in time to see the robbers push open the door and put an oxygen mask on the tycoon. Unfortunately, the tycoon saw Joey outside the window, repeatedly saying, "There's a cleaner." But unexpectedly, the robber thought he was talking about him, so he took off his mask. It was Noah, Joey's colleague. Very quickly, the wealthy group was gathered in one room. The robber boss told his men to play a video, then introduced their identities. It turned out they were members of a radical environmental organization. The environmental protection project the tycoons planned to invest in was not environmentally friendly at all. Ostensibly, they were doing a photovoltaic project on the island, but behind the scenes were highly polluting factories, not only discharging wastewater directly into the sea, but also dumping untreated waste into the ocean, devastating the island's environment beyond recognition. The island residents suffered terribly. To teach these unscrupulous tycoons a lesson, they had meticulously planned this action. The boss brought all the tycoons onto the stage, intending to publicly expose their sinister schemes for the whole world to know the truth. But facing the boss's accusations, one tycoon was completely dismissive, even wanting to use money to solve the problem. As a result, Noah beside him couldn't stand it anymore, grabbed a wine bottle, and smashed it into the tycoon's mouth, killing him instantly on the spot. Seeing Noah so agitated, the boss quickly pulled him back. Actually, the boss had no intention of harming anyone. He just wanted to expose the wicked deeds of those rich people. However, the boss had no idea that everything they did was clearly seen by Joey, trapped outside the building. Joey realized people were being held hostage inside the building and only thought of quickly calling for help. But her location was too high. People below couldn't hear her calls at all. Joey looked at the pedestrians below, suddenly getting an idea. She took wax from the platform, wrote the international distress signal on the glass, then set it on fire. Passers-by below saw the distress signal on the building and immediately called the police. The robbers in the control room also heard this news, learned there was a large distress signal outside the building, and quickly reported it to the boss. And at this moment, the boss was talking to Noah when he saw his men bring many jackets filled with bombs. Moreover, the boss seemed completely unaware. Hearing his accomplice's news, the boss realized a cleaner was trapped outside the building and immediately dispatched Noah to control Joey. Very quickly, Noah saw Joey outside. The two looked at each other without saying anything. Noah told his accomplice to raise the platform. Seeing this, Joey took out a screwdriver, jammed it into the gap/mechanism on the side of the platform, successfully stopping it. But while the robbers were busy, a wealthy man seized the opportunity to escape. But with the entire floor sealed off by the robbers, how could that tycoon possibly escape? Very quickly, the fleeing tycoon was caught by the boss. And Noah had also arrived and intended to beat the tycoon to death. The boss told him to put the gun down, but Noah suddenly turned, shooting the boss dead with one shot. It turned out Noah had long felt the boss wasn't ruthless enough. He felt these rich people were all extremely evil and should all be killed. Others in the organization needed to choose for themselves. Noah had already bought off some people, so those who disobeyed him were eliminated. Now, the remaining people followed his orders. Noah threw the boss out, landing right onto Joey's platform. Right at this moment, Joey saw the boss had a gun tucked in his belt. She carefully approached and took the gun. But who would have thought? As soon as she looked up, she found Michael looking at her. But Michael suddenly heard more noises. It turned out Noah had arrived, asking Joey where Michael was. Joey said he got bored here and went home. But Noah obviously didn't believe her, telling the men below to search the building. Little did he know Michael was right behind Noah. At this time, a subordinate called, saying the police were coming. Noah looked at Joey outside the window, got an idea. He took out his cell phone and called the police, saying there was a madman with a gun outside the building. After doing that, he pointed his gun at a waiter on the ground, threatening Joey to fire shots downstairs. Otherwise, he would kill the waiter, also wanting to remove the silencer to make a bit more noise. Joey had no choice but to compromise. From this, it can be seen Joey is definitely not ordinary, aiming so accurately from a distance of hundreds of meters. And her actions successfully attracted the police's attention. Helicopters also shone their searchlights on her. Snipers also aimed at her, ready to fire. Fortunately, the ground commander was a rational police officer named Claire. After checking records, she found Joey was a former top soldier in the Special Forces. Later, she was forced to discharge for assaulting a teammate. Claire knew that for a top Special Forces soldier, she must have intentionally missed so as not to injure anyone. At this moment, Joey noticed the dead leader had a cell phone on him, so she slowly moved towards it to get the phone. Suddenly, the platform couldn't bear the weight and fell, the leader's body falling directly down. Luckily, Joey had a safety harness on, so she didn't fall with it. She called the police, got in touch with Commander Claire, explained the current situation inside the building, requesting the police enter quickly to rescue people. After hanging up, she started looking for a way into the building. After all, her brother was still inside. But the building's glass was too strong, the wrench couldn't even leave a mark on it. At this time, Noah ordered his subordinates to strap bombs onto each tycoon, intending to carry out a frenzied massacre so that all the people could witness this drama. Noah even had someone live broadcast it, forcing the tycoons and high-ranking officials to confess all the shady dealings in the environmental protection projects. After finishing, a subordinate activated the bombs and put a bracelet with a pulse-checking function on Noah, connected internally to the bomb's detonator device. If no pulse was detected for more than 5 seconds, the bombs would explode. At this moment, Claire called him. Noah took the opportunity to mention the detonator bracelet, warning the police not to act rashly. However, while the two were still on the phone, the SWAT team captain unilaterally decided to send a squad to breach from the front. Noah naturally saw this scene. Upon hearing this, Claire hastily ordered a retreat. However, it was too late. The explosion killed all the team members. Now, the police finally saw Noah's determination. The negotiation thus ended. Claire looked at the live broadcast image on the screen, remembered Joey upstairs. She wanted Joey to help rescue the hostages, but Joey didn't want to get involved in the affairs of either side. To persuade Joey, Claire mentioned the discharge compensation, promising that if Joey helped rescue the hostages, she would help her apply for the discharge compensation. But neither of them knew the call was being monitored by Noah. After learning Joey intended to intervene, Noah told his subordinates to plant a bomb near Joey's position. Claire quickly warned Joey. Joey could only move along the building's exterior to the other side. Michael inside worried about his sister. Fortunately, Joey reached the other side before the explosion occurred. Even Joey's platform was blown up. Noah thought Joey was dead. Joey looked at the helicopter opposite, got an idea. She told the sniper on the helicopter to use bullets to shoot through the glass. She would enter the building from there. Who would have thought the quality of the building's glass was too good? The sniper fired many shots, but the glass didn't break. Joey had no choice but to take out her safety tool, intending to break the glass. But the problem was, she kept hitting it, but it wouldn't break. Instead, Joey's stamina was about to give out. At the critical moment, Michael arrived in time to break the glass, then pulled Joey up. At this point, Joey was exhausted beyond measure. Meanwhile, Noah was negotiating with Claire. He demanded the police prepare a large bus, also saying if the police caused any more trouble, he would start shooting hostages. And the robbers on the other side also discovered the broken window, quickly informing Noah Joey was still alive. Noah knew Joey had entered the building, immediately sent people to find her. During this time, Michael had another autistic episode. Joey comforted him, comparing their current mission to the final battle of Marvel and that they would have to go steal the Infinity Stones. She needed Michael to help hack into Noah's system. This also made Michael feel a bit better. The two quickly ran to the surveillance floor, with several pursuers chasing behind. But Joey was a special forces soldier. With Michael's help, she successfully took down 2 pursuers. At this moment, a woman from behind pointed a gun at Joey. Joey skillfully damaged a pipe, scalding the opponent. But the opponent's skills were also not bad. Moreover, Joey's stamina was running a bit low. The two fought, falling from above. The woman picked up the pistol on the ground. In the critical moment, Michael shouted loudly and threw a grenade. After dealing with the pursuers, Joey and Michael continued towards the control room. Right now, Z is in the surveillance room. She discovers that within the video containing the truth, soon to be announced, there is a segment filmed by Noah himself. Its content makes Z utterly shocked. It turns out Noah had long resolved to die, preparing to die together with the 300 hostages in the building, completely dedicating his efforts to the cause of humanity that he believed was right. After watching, Z knew that if she didn't run, she too would die, so she used a chair to hit the guard beside her and ran outside, but was still shot once by the opponent. At the critical moment, Joey arrived just in time and shot the opponent dead. Disregarding Z's life or death, he and Michael went into the surveillance room. They also watched that video clip. Michael somewhat sympathized with Noah's words, but hearing the part where everyone had to die, he immediately felt it was a bit terrible, quickly starting to crack the system. At this time, the building's elevators were all controlled by Noah. They had to unlock all the elevators and cameras. Fortunately, Michael was a super hacker. He easily cracked the virus Noah installed, and at the same time, he cut off Noah's recording process and took the hard drive storing the video. Claire downstairs knew that the elevators and doors were unlocked. She also immediately took action. 2 assault teams, one from downstairs, one from upstairs, simultaneously attacked the robbers. Joey told Michael to leave first using the elevator, while she stayed behind to coordinate with the police in dealing with the robbers. Noah in the main hall also sensed the situation was not good, immediately forcing bombs onto the billionaires, then personally went to find Joey to settle scores. At this time, the police also broke into the building, but Claire warned they couldn't directly kill Noah, otherwise the bombs would explode. Noah led 2 subordinates to catch Joey. The first pursuer was strangled to death by Joey. Then she picked up an axe to ambush on the side. At this moment, the The Special Forces team had also stormed the main hall, eliminating the minions, starting to try defusing the bombs. However, the explosive device was very complex. There might not be enough time. Noah sat in the building waiting for Joey to find him, not even intending to resist, planning to perish together with those rich people. Seeing Joey show no reaction, he attacked her, subdued her, then forced her to reveal the location of the drive. Of course, Joey didn't have it with her. The two struggled again, but Joey was more skilled, kicking him out the window with one foot. Noah could only cling to the cable. At this point, he started ranting about his grand ambitions. But Joey raised her hand. Unexpectedly, during the previous struggle, Joey had put the detonator bracelet on his hand. Finally, the police had enough time to defuse the bombs. The video also did not leak out. In the eyes of outsiders, this was just a terrorist attack. And Joey also received her discharge compensation as agreed. With this money, Joey no longer needed to do the arduous cleaning job. Later, she found her brother and hugged him tightly. From now on, the siblings would be closer. Joey also planned to care for her brother more. And that hard drive was still in their hands. They released those videos online, exposing the rotten lives of the rich, which could be considered fulfilling Noah's last wish. The movie ends here. If you like my video, please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.